everybody on this plane on this afternoon. Therefore, please listen carefully for your name, what it is called, and we'll try to do our best to accommodate you, but it definitely is a weight and balance issue. Thank you for your cooperation and patience.
"11 seats showing still open in business. I would be number 6 on upgrade." There I am, number 6. But they are having to seat some standbys in economy because of the weight and balance of the plane. 25, no, more than 25. How many years have I been flying standby? Since 1990. 27 years flying standby. I've never heard of a balance issue on a wide-body aircraft like this. I think I'm next. I don't know if there's a seat, though. I gotta find out.
We're unable to issue seat assignments for standby passengers. So once again, if you're standing by United Flight number 179, we do regret to inform you at this time, due to weight and balance restriction, we are restricted to issue standby seating. We ask you to please proceed to Customer Service Center for alternate routing. You may check with Service Center for San Francisco outbound onto Hong Kong for tomorrow.
Well, 27 years of flying standby, and only once before in Sydney, Australia, was I denied a seat due to weight restriction. And that just happened. You can see, okay, that's the business list. I'm number 6 for business. It says booked full, but actually you see there's only 37 seats occupied, and they blocked 13 seats in business for balance of the aircraft. And then if you see this screen here, there's me, number 1 on SA out of the 7 remaining that is being blocked from boarding due to the weight restriction. The agent explained they have very heavy cargo loaded on the 777 to Hong Kong today. And so even though there were 65 open seats, I noticed about an hour ago that all of a sudden they were blocked in the system. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, it shows 11 empty in business, but then the other screen said 13. And then, whoops, went by too quickly to count the economy seats open. So the plane is here at gate C102, 2 minutes until scheduled departure time. They have already retracted the jetway, but as I told someone, I never walk away until I see the plane backing up and turning around to head for the taxiway, because you just never know what might happen. Someone on board could suddenly have a medical emergency and have to be taken off the plane. That actually happened to me once in South Africa, where we were getting ready. Actually, I think we'd already taxied out and we're getting ready to take off when a woman suddenly had a big medical issue, and we had to return to the gate and get an ambulance to take her away. No, I was already on the flight as a confirmed passenger, and I'm trying to remember, I don't think they took anyone else on, but the flight was not full, so I don't think there were any standbys that were left behind. So this really sucks. I was here yesterday, and business got full with standbys with higher priority than me. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 SAs boarded in economy, and boy, they must be pissed because there's going to be these 13 empty seats in business. So those 8 were boarded, and then so there was 29 revenue customers. Oh, and there's 1 blocked for pilot rest, so that would be 37 passengers plus 1 for pilot rest, 38. So there should be 12 empty. And they're showing 11. I bet you what they did, the pilots, there's 4 pilots on these ultra long haul flights. They have to rotate shifts. And I bet what happened was they're entitled to 1 seat to rest in business class, in addition to their like bunk bed near the cockpit. And I bet what happened, I believe the policy is if the flight is not, if the cabin is not full with revenue customers, then the pilots can request to have another seat blocked. So instead of one person laying down in the bunk and one person sitting in this business seat, they can both opt to sit in the business seats and watch movies and relax if they are not able to sleep in the bunk. So that's probably what happens. So that would explain why it's showing 13 open but 11 on the seat map, because of those 2 block pilot seats. So in any case, this really sucks so bad because, well, let's see. Yeah, so I'm number 6 on the upgrade list. There were 5 essays who were on the upgrade list who got seated in coach, plus 3 others, a family of 3 who was seated in coach, because if you have kids under 8, you can't sit in business class with them. And so I would have gotten business, and then there would have still been 5 more business. Wait a minute. There's 11 open. I was 6, so I would have gotten business. And then there were 5 other essays behind me could have gotten business also if they were listed for the upgrade. I've never in my life, I've seen weight restrictions before, but usually they're on small, I'm trying to get a count of the coach seats open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I got up to 15. I'll have to wait till it comes back around. No, 3:12 now. The flight has not departed on schedule. I knew something was wrong when I saw the 65 held seats appear all of a sudden, and the flight went from 65 empty seats to 0 available seats, and then I guess they got clearance to release 16 of the seats when they did the final cargo weighing, because there were, what did I say, 8 were received upgrades, and then they couldn't seat anymore in business because of the balance of the plane, which that is the first in 27 years of standby flying. I've never heard of a wide-body jet where they had to block business seats because of the balance of the aircraft. Okay, where was I? I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the back. Okay, and then we'll count the other parts of the coach cabin when it rotates around again here. Oh my god, I just can't believe this. I was here yesterday, I was explaining, and I was offered a middle seat in economy class and I turned it down. Flight was super full yesterday. It went out with only 2 empty seats, I think. The one I turned down, and then 1 other empty seat. And I saw today there was 20 plus seats open in Polaris Business Class, and I was number 8 or 12 at the time, and then some more people listed this morning, so I think I ended up 14 or 15th. Let's see, they cleared 8 and I was 6, so I guess I ended up number 14. Yeah, so I said, oh, 22. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, 24 up to row 19. Hopefully I can finish the count one more time. So we'll start at 25 when it comes back up at row 18, I guess. Oh boy. I don't know what I'm going to do now.
San Francisco, flight number 212. We boarding all passengers by the door 74.
I went down to Philadelphia to spend the night with my friend Mike, so I have no idea. I've never checked the load for tomorrow because I didn't think there would be any issue with today. So I'll have to see what it looks like tomorrow. If all else fails, I'll just get on a flight and go home to Washington. Save Hong Kong for some other time. Okay, so I was at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, so it looks like 14 empty in, 45 empty in coach. And 45 in economy. So what's 14? 14 plus 45, 59. Okay, 59. They're sending this plane out with 59 empty seats. That's also, I've seen weight restrictions before, but it's often 20 seats maybe. 10 to 20 seats, or I think at the most maybe 27 I've seen. I've never seen a wide body jet with 59 seats blocked for weight, cargo weight. But this is United's second longest flight, 16 hours scheduled. Normally, today I saw the flight plan is 16 hours and 22 minutes. So they also apparently have a less favorable than usual tailwind going north and east and up. A lot of times this will go almost up over the North Pole and then down to China. Today I saw the flight plan was more to the east, like over the central of Greenland and then up over Spitsbergen, Norway, and then down from there. So there must be a less favorable than normal tailwind going over the North Atlantic today, plus the heavy cargo equals we're going to send this plane out with 59 empty seats, even though there's 7 standbys checked in and waiting here for the flight. So, oh man. Well, there's always something. New adventures. 27 years, never happened before, but I think there's not all that many flights that United would run into this weight problem with, because it's only an issue if it runs in the fuel burn would run into the danger zone. I think they have to have at least 45 minutes of spare fuel. So if they have a 16-hour, 22-minute flight plan, well, I mean, that's taxiing time and landing time, but anyway, total 16:22 total, plus 45 minutes emergency in case they have to circle or divert to another airport. So 22 plus 45 is what? 22, 45, 7, 6, 7, roll over to 07. So they have 17 hours and 7 minutes of fuel at least on board today. And that pretty much just about stretches the range of Boeing 777-200. And this is the issue, I guess, with trying to break my world's longest flight record. This flight is 8,060 miles, and my record was just set coming home from Mumbai, India with Mom in February, which I think was 7,814 miles. So this flight would break that record by 200 and something. Well, oh my gosh. They're pulling the jetway back. They're pulling the jetway back. It's 3:18. I just asked a very friendly gate agent here if she knows what's going on. She does not. So this is an interesting development here. This is why I told you earlier that I never walk away from a flight until I see it push back, turn around, and disappear out of sight heading to the runway. And even then it could still come back to the gate sometimes, although at that point that's pretty rare. But like I said, it did happen in South Africa once. So I don't wish bad things on anyone, but it's always possible a family of 4, someone could be having a crisis and they have to disembark. You know, someone could have a heart attack. They could find out that their, you know, family member just died, or, I mean, like I said, I hope no one gets off the flight for that reason, but it's always possible in the world. You just never know what is going to happen. This is very unusual to see the jetway retracted for 10 plus minutes and then returning, so be very curious to see what we've got going on here. Maybe there's a miracle today. Well, it's 3:24, and they just put, they just offered me a seat, 37 franc, I think, because there's a medical emergency and a passenger's coming off the plane. But you see here on the screen, it says seats available, seats unavailable due to weight and balance restriction. But there was still 2 essays who were here waiting, who were lower in priority than me, but I really didn't want to do this 16-hour flight in economy because I don't really have to go to Hong Kong. If I can't make it, I'll just go home today or tomorrow and save Hong Kong trip for another time. I haven't booked a hotel yet because when I go standby, I don't book one until I get my boarding pass at the gate. So because you never know. Like today, I mean, it looked great, 65 seats open. I was number, I don't know, 17 or something. And
Thank you. Yes, I'm good.
I figure this will buy me some karma in the world, letting the other gentleman have the seat. The other issue is that I'm in transit from St. Lucia, traveling on what's called a vacation pass, which my mother as a retiree receives 8 of per year. And those are valid for a one-way free upgrade to business class or first class, of course, based on availability. And if they hadn't had this weight and balance restriction, I would be sitting in my Polaris Business Class seat right now, along with 5 of the essays behind me. But they were only able to seat 37 passengers up front. It still is just so baffling, weird to me. But they just brought off the woman with the medical issue. It doesn't look like she was in any major distress or anything, but I knew something strange was going. So I could have gotten on. After all, this is what I say: I'd never ever leave the gate until the plane is moving, because you just never know what is going to transpire before a plane takes off from the airport. I wonder if once the flight's in a certain distance and certain fuel is burned off, if you can move to business class. I have no idea. I'll have to ask. I'm curious. It's currently 3:31, and I was just talking to the nice agent here, and the jetway has been retracted a second time. And we'll see if the plane... I'm not leaving till the plane is moving. Although it sounds like even with the weight and balance issue, they wouldn't be able to issue a seat in business class anyway. So it's kind of moot at this point. But nonetheless, I adhere to my policy of never leaving till the plane is moving. Oh, and I was starting to explain before, and I think I stopped that. So one of the reasons that I'm hesitant to fly in economy, not to mention the discomfort, is that I'm on what's called a vacation pass. Mom gets 8 of these a year for free upgrades. I flew up here 2 days ago, Sunday, from St. Lucia, got business class, and I'm still in transit, so I'm still on the same ticket, which means I wouldn't have to use another vacation pass to get upgraded to Hong Kong, because the way it works is each pass is good for a one-way ticket, and that can be any one-way routing. So you could go St. Lucia, Newark, Chicago, San Francisco, Hong Kong, like any one way that's in a direct routing. Like you couldn't fly to Paris and then fly backwards to San Francisco or something. That would be 2 different directions. So that would be 2 different tickets and 2 different passes. All right, it is 3:36, and the flight is now departing 26 minutes behind schedule due to the medical emergency. And so now is the time I will finally throw in the towel and go figure out plan C. Didn't make it yesterday, didn't make it today. That's okay, I'm not in a hurry, but it's still frustrating knowing there's 13 empty Polaris Business Class seats on that 777 right now.